Okay, well, hello YouTube. Today we're going to be working on something a little bit different. What I'm trying to do here is going to be trying to build sort of a twinkling star sort of light generator for some lanterns that my girlfriend builds. And we're going to start with couple of these little things here, which are little, where's the button? Little flickering Tealite candles. So just to start out, we're going to tear one of these apart, and I think they just snap together, so little tab here. Whoa! Yeah, that didn't help much. Okay, so here's the insides of it, and it doesn't work anymore. Nice. We killed it. There we go. And all it is just a little board with a little blob chip there, and yeah, that's about it. I'm looking at it. Take the little rubber candle out of this, the top half, maybe. There. And if we look at it, what I want to do is try to combine two of these so the LEDs flash at different rates. Because if we turn them both on, they kind of just go in random. They're not going to flicker at the same rate. So looks as though there's enough room in there that I could possibly squeeze two boards into one unit. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using 6 LEDs here, 3 cool white LEDs and 3 warm white LEDs, so we get a little bit different light. Now thing is, I don't know if this thing will be able to handle driving more than one LED, so let's just kind of put another one on here and see if it'll work. Well, continue to work anyway. And the LED's not going the right way. And it doesn't seem to drive the second LED at all. Interesting. Well, running it directly off the batteries work. I don't know, maybe the LED is bad. I don't know. Oops. Yeah, the LED works. This is one of the cool white ones. That is odd. I wonder why. Let's try one of the warm white LEDs and see if that works. Nothing. I wonder if maybe the voltage, maybe this is a real low voltage LED, I'm not sure. But again, trying it off the battery does work. Directly off the battery. So well, let me play with it a bit more and see if I can get one of these to work. Otherwise, we might have to go with a different idea. Okay, so I don't know why it wasn't lighting the second LED when I was just trying to touch them. But it will light 3 LEDs at once, and it will light these particular LEDs. I also tried it with the larger ones, and you can see the difference in light color between that and those. So anyway, I'm going to have to get another one of these, because when I tried to take the LED off of this one, the one pad just came off. And of course it's the pad that runs into the little chip, so this one's garbage. Got a couple batteries from it anyway. So yeah, anyway, we'll be back. Okay, so I've done a little bit of playing here, and this is the base and the circuit board from one of the units. Well, circuit board from one, the base from another, and little button switch from the third one because I lost the little plastic button. Anyway, I put that little hole in there to aid in extracting the battery, since the battery kind of sticks on that side in all of them, because both holes are the same, but the battery is a little bit wider on the positive side. So anyway, after nearly destroying this board because the traces on this are so thin and so poorly laminated to the actual circuit board that these two battery connectors here, when I desoldered them and flipped them around, which I'll explain why in a minute, the traces completely lifted off the board and tore, which is why there's these giant globs of solder on here. But it does still work. I did just test it. So, but these are two of the wires that are going to be going to the LEDs. And the reason why I had to flip battery terminal connections was because this side here is a little bit wider and will not fit through the circuit board. And what I want to do is simply take the second board and piggyback it on top of the first one like this. So the switch will connect through to both of them, the battery terminals will connect through to both of them, but the LED connectors will be separate. So yeah, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the top piece here, and around the outer edge is drill 6 holes to hold the LEDs, and then we'll have to wire those up and connect them into the individual boards. And so we'll go ahead and we'll do that. And bam, it's like a cooking show. You take one out and you pull the other one in, or you put one in, you pull the other one out. It's kind of like the hokey pokey, and yeah. Anyway, so here are the LEDs mounted in the top housing. We've got the 3 warm white LEDs, the 3 cool white LEDs. Each 3 will be connected to a separate controller board. Yeah, so now to finish soldering these together, and then we have to wire up the LEDs. So yeah, basically going to take, and this is, it's not even tinned on the bottom. This is a really, well, I mean, for a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch circuit board, I mean, there's not much to it at all. But yeah, so we're going to try to fit that in like that, and I may have to extend the wires on the switch. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get that to fit down on there, but at least without any traces on the bottom of the board, I don't have to worry about shorting anything out if this is touching this. So yeah, gonna have to squeeze these, and I think I just broke off another trace. Ugh. but at least with the top board on there, it should hopefully hold it and keep it from getting any worse. I'm going to have to extend these switch leads out and around, or just up through or something or other, because that's not going to be long enough to fit through the other board. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we will. Alright, so we have our switch leads installed, and we're going to go ahead and solder in the top board. And the switch leads, and that should be it. Trim these off now, and we'll pop a couple batteries in here and see if it works. Now we don't have the terminals actually attached yet, so let's hit the button and see if the upper board works. And it does. Awesome. So we just have to attach a couple more leads, and here, see how the first battery just fell out. This one gets stuck, so let's pop it out like that. So we'll just solder a couple more of these leads here. And one thing that comes in handy if you need very fine wires for something, save old computer ribbon cables. They do come in handy. So yeah, now we're gonna go ahead, and I've said this a couple times already, I think. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then we'll have to figure out how we're going to wire the LEDs. And we'll be back. Okay, so here we've got it wired up. As you can see, the LEDs are wired together somewhat, and we're going to coat that all with hot glue to keep the LEDs from pushing in, and to insulate it a bit. So yeah, as we're waiting for the glue gun to warm up, yeah, I kind of melted the edge here a little bit, but not too concerned about that. Alright, so after that's done, we'll put it back together and try it out. Alright, well, the glue has cooled down, and let's see if it works. Well, I know it works because I've tried it already. And I tried it before I glued it together, obviously. So yeah, here we go. And to give a, whoops, yeah, dropping it on the floor is not going to help it too much. Alright, anyway, so to give a sort of an idea of what it's supposed to do, wrong button. Alright, so there we've got a little bit better idea of what it looks like. That's just through a piece of paper, but would have, thinking about it, I bought the diffused LEDs because I didn't really want a direct light, but thinking about it, and now that I've done this, perhaps the undiffused crystal clear LEDs would have been better. But yeah, we'll see how this works in the final product. But yeah, well, there you go. A somewhat modified, like 30-cent Chinese imitation battery-powered Tealite that's supposed to be a starlight generator thing. Yeah. Thanks for watching.